Here we are looking at my latest purchase. Now I have promised not to buy that many tarot decks, but I am going through my current ones. So you're going to see old and new. And this is the Guardian of the Night tarot deck. And this actually took me by surprise. But what I wanted to show you is the price of it. The price today on this deck, which is 2023, is $29.99 US. But back in the day with the Guardian Angel tarot cards deck, which I purchased back in 2014 by Doreen Virtue, that price back then was $21.99. So it's showing you the price difference is only $10 after a decade, which I think is pretty good. A lot of people are talking about, the decks and how they've gone up in price. It's pretty good. Like we're not supposed to be buying hundreds of decks. So let's dive deeper into this. I am going to go a lot slower about this deck. I really wanted to go through it a lot deeper. It does come with the guidebook, the standard guidebook with Hay House, which is very well bounded. She is an artist. She has said that she wanted to, or she created this deck back in 2020. So it is interesting. As we open up the book here, it has got a quote by Carl Jung, which is, "Even a happy life cannot be without a measure of darkness, and the word happy would lose its meaning if we're not balanced by sadness. It is far better to take things as they come along with patience and equilibrium." It's interesting. This is the first deck that I've ever seen the yes or no cards. Now, definitely, I would buy this freaking deck just for this list. Honestly, if you can fling out a card and get to know a yes or no answer, that is bloody brilliant. She also gives a lot more in these books than I've seen before or previously. And she has questions from the Major Arcana. So you can ask a question like, for instance, the Fool card. Are you letting the fears or opinions of others prevent you from taking a leap of faith? So the booklet itself is quite good value. You're getting something out of this booklet that I haven't seen in others. So you're sort of getting a bonus here. You can see my little hand thing. One thing that I haven't got in this booklet is the pictures of the cards. It's just got the Fool. Now, for me, I much prefer to have the picture in the card. It really helps to cement the meaning in my mind with the card, but it is what it is. You can't have everything, especially now with prices and everyone wants, to cut corners. So this is, I guess, their way of cutting corner like they normally would. But the booklet's pretty big. The way she just describes the cards is brilliant. But we are going to go through each card. We are going to take our time about each card. I'm going to discuss each card as slowly as I can. This is the reverse of the card. It's pretty. I love the colouring of it. Do you love the colouring of it? I just so love the colouring of it. The cards themselves are matte finish. I like matte finish much better than gloss. Now, this is the Fool card. It's beautiful. It's got the wolf there. The wolf's chasing the rabbit through the woods and onto the ice. So it is beautiful. It's about family with the wolf, reliance, hope, and teamwork. And the rabbit's supposed to indicate abundance, openness, creativity, and luck. And then we've got the Magician. Now, don't you love this? The Magician's card here. So you've got the raccoon here, and he's supposed to symbolize nimble, focus, clever, determination, and passion. So it's quite a vibrant card here, and you've got all the tools. So this is the introduction of where we're seeing all the tools, the cups, the pentacles, the wands, and the fire there. So it's a really good representation of the Magician there, I feel. Now we've got the High Priestess. A nice take on this, and I really love the way that the stars and the moon is put into this card, especially with it being a bat, and the bat is to represent, being intuitive, being quiet, having success and prosperity. But it's quite interesting how we've got the bat hanging upside down, and automatically when I see something hanging upside down, I think of the Hangman. So it's interesting her take of this card. And then we've got the Empress. Isn't it pretty? Isn't that tree absolutely gorgeous? And obviously we look at a fox, and we look at being clever and very shape-shifting. And obviously the Empress represents motherly love and compassion there. And you really have that with the beautiful fox there. Very, very nurtured, and I want to say protected, if that makes sense there. It's just a beautiful card. I think it's very pretty. There's a few of my favorite cards in decks like this. Then we've got the Emperor, and it's quite interesting where she spoke about the great horned owl, where she did, information or educating herself about the animal. And she said that it also hunts massive creatures such as birds of prey and falcons. So it's interesting how she also talks about in the booklet about the animals themselves and their gifts or their strengths or what they're known for. So you can also learn, you know, the history of a lot of animals. Then you've got the Hierophant here. I find it quite funny here. I thought it was quite funny how, you know, you've got this rat obviously in front of the bakery. He's sort of like telling everyone, this is how we get it, guys, you know what I mean? Like, so it's quite funny how he's passing on the wisdom, you know, like this is how we enter, you know, he's got the key to the bakery, so to speak. So that was an interesting take on this one. The Lovers, the next card, I don't know how I feel about this one. I don't know, like the scorpions and the snakes and the moth. I don't know. I mean, I know that the moth's all about rebirth and renewal and change, and the Scorpio is about protection, but gosh, I find it a really harsh card. I really can't see the Lovers in this card for myself. You know, someone educate me in the chat, in the comments below. What's your take on this card? I'd be really interested to know. And then with the Chariot, we have the little honey badger that's going to pop up in a minute, and that's really about focus and independence. You know, like it's interesting when the card freaking pops up. The honey badger, you know, brings an energy about force and pure determination. So it shows you a really powerful energy of going forward and developing your confidence and, you know, your unique passion and drive. So this is what this card generally means, as I'm flicking over each card and having a look at them as we do this, because I had to record it and then look at the cards, because there's so much going on with this deck, you know, like it's just not a deck that you can fling through. You're going to look at these cards over and over and see something new. For instance, with this Strength card, with the clouds here, I see them as carnations, so which is quite interesting. And we've got the snake here, you know, the change, the growth, the intuition, and then we've got the mouse here, you know, very playful, you know. So you can either be the victim here or you can play with it. So it's quite an interesting take of the Strength card here. You know, for me, again, I don't know how I feel about this card. And when I look at the Hermit card here, I look at this nest and I think, gosh, the artistic sense in this is just friggin' amazing. And she, you know, the Hermit card's all about patience. So it's really interesting how in this card here, you've really got to pay attention to the vibrations, which you can see with the nest there, you know, like the spider web. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Now again, oh gosh, you know, this is so confusing in this deck. There's so much going on. Like we've got the owl, we've got the bat, we've got the snake, we've got the scorpion, we've got the moth popping up again. So it's interesting. It's sort of like this card's really about moving to a positive direction. You know, things are going to change for the better. So it's an interesting take on this card with having so much going on. Justice, I really like this one. I'm not a big fan of bats personally. You know, I've got this phobia about bats. You know, this is obviously the Karma card where Justice is blind, just like bats here. You know, you've got this bat standing up, being successful here, you know. So that's interesting, and also being balanced. So that's another take on this. But you can sort of see we've got a theme here with all these animals. Now the Hangman, here we go. We've got the opossum here, you know. So they're not fighting, you know, then when they're threatened, they pause and they play dead. So it's quite interesting that this is the Hangman that she's chosen, you know, like, so we were thinking that it was going to be a bat, as I said, and she didn't pick a bat. So Death, we've got another owl here. I find this, oh my gosh, this card, the depth of it is freaking amazing, you know, like you've got the owl here with the wisdom and the sharp sight and the strength to raise up on any situation. So it's interesting, you know, and you've got the rat here with this intelligence and success, and it's a reminder here of to let go. So it's interesting also too with all the plants down the bottom. What do you make of all those thorns here? Now the Temperance is with the frog here, you know, this is all about growth and prosperity, and it's about balance, life in and out of water, so to speak. That's her take on the card. Yeah, not one of my favourite cards of the deck, definitely not one of my favourite cards, but this card coming up, the Devil, I freaking hate it. I hate it. I just think, oh my God, I hate this card. It brings up something within me, you know what I mean? It's like this devil with the skull, you know, like what? Who thinks of these things? So when I first saw this card, I went, oh my gosh, you know, we've got to be careful of the devil's cunning. But I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a skull on an animal. Like, I wasn't ready for it. I definitely wasn't ready for the Devil card to be seen as that. Now the Tower card I quite like. You know, you've got the vultures here, like showing community and harmony and restoration here. A really, really smart take on the Tower card. I like it. I like that. I like the take on that one. The Star card, one of my favorite cards of this deck. It's all about intuition. It's all about confidence. It's all about protection. And it can even remind us of Christmas. But look at that birdie there in the corner. If you blink, you'll miss it. You know, so as I said, there's lots going on in each and every card. I quite like that card. The Moon card here, I love the Moon card. You know, we've got this trickery here. We think of the wolf around in the city, you know, lurking in the shadows, lurking in, a dark alley, so to speak, you know, looking for something, always hunting, always ready to take advantage. So that's a really good take of the card. The Sun card, you know, you've got the lion there, and the sun peeking out at the bottom. It's a very calm card, this one. A really nice calm take on it. I like it. I like the red and the glow here. The Judgment card here, it's all about growth and intuition. And then you've got the snake shedding its skin. I'm not too sure how the bird fits into this Judgment card. I'm not too sure how that... Is it about news? Is it about, you know, hearing something? I'm not too sure what her take is on this. And the World card reminds me of the backings of the card, you know, with the bee here, the collaboration, the community, and the sweetness of life. There's also, if you look very carefully, there's grasshoppers in these cards, which is supposed to represent prosperity, good function, good fortune, and abundance. And then we move on to the Minor Arcana. Now this card, look at the gold in it. It is just beautiful. And the plant here represents, you know, you're planting the seeds today for long-term goals. So you've got obviously the owl there for wisdom and protection and abundance, but it's just beautiful. Like the depth of that card is beautiful. I've got these a little bit out of order. So I've got the Three of Pentacles popping up there, you know, so you've got the... You know, like, as I said, there's a lot going on. You've got the wolf there, you know, like, whereas the deer's in front there with the intuition and the confidence, and the wolf is supposed to represent family. So, you know, interesting. Sorry, it's out of order. I'm sorry, I must have skipped over the Two of Pentacles. Now, the Four of Pentacles there, again, you've got the other animal up there. You've got the rabbits around, but you've got the rabbits above and below. So it's interesting, the cleverness of the fox, but yet you've got the rabbits still there, you know, with the luck. I guess I want to represent the luck. There's the Two of Pentacles popping up there. As I said, I've got a few of them out of order, and that's all about playing and swimming through life and enthusiasm. So it's a really nice take. I really like the way she's incorporated the pentacles as well, drawn the pentacles in these cards. They look 3D, you know, like they look real. And then we've got the Five of Pentacles. Again, we've got the owl here, you know, but we've also got the caterpillar here, representing transformation. The caterpillar is up at the top there with the, you know, sort of like baking the coins, so to speak. And then we've got the Six of Pentacles with the water buffalo, you know, so he's really grounded and he's honest and he's patient, reliable. So it's a beautiful take there. But again, we've got that bird. See, we've got the bird up there. The birds are really hard to make out in this deck. That's what I mean. There's so much going on with each and every card here. The Seven of Pentacles. I'm not a fan of redbacks because I've been bitten by redbacks, but this is all about vibration again. You know, anything with the spider web that she's used here has been about vibration, you know, and appreciation of the work you're doing. The Eight of Pentacles, we've got the paper wasp. Again, not a fan of the paper wasp. Once you've been bitten by these bloody things, you hate them forever. So it's about moving forward. Bloody oath. If you see these things, you definitely want to run and move forward and away from them as much as you can. So that's an interesting take on that card. Now, the Nine of Pentacles, the bear, you know, having a rest here. He's really got the inner peace going on with this card. It's all about soothing and self-care, isn't it? This is a really, really pretty card. Again, it reminds me of the backing, the colour of it. You know, bees with the collaboration going on, you know, and the sweet taste of life, you know. So it is interesting. So have I got the Knight? Have I got the page first? I think I've got the Page of Pentacles popping up with the octopus. Look at the octopus there holding on to that coin. It is not going to let go, but yet it is flexible. You know, it is being flexible and adapting to life there. I like it. I like that card. Then we've got the Knight of Pentacles here. So we've got the donkey, stubborn as. Stubborn. So it's sort of like being the driving force, you know, not giving up. The Queen of Pentacles that's going to pop up is quite cute. It reminds me of a little Indian, you know, with the bindi on her head where she's put the pentacles there. So that's all about good fortune, you know. It is really about good fortune. And I love the way they've got the crown there, the crown, you know, like the stars in the sky. So I really like the take on that, you know, with both the king and the queen. So I really like that. You know, you've got the tradition here with the King of Pentacles, and again you've got the bindi eye. It's funny that the Queen's Pentacles was bigger than the King's, so that is interesting. Now we've got the wands popping up, and yeah, I don't know about this card. I don't know about it. You know, like you've got she says here the spider here is to represent patience, and the fireflies. But I wouldn't have seen these as fireflies. And I think because I don't really see fireflies where I live. The Two of Wands, you've got the lion there being passionate and prestige coming in this card. Now the Three of Wands popping up. This is my favourite card of the deck. I love this card. It is my favourite. I love it. I could have this as a wallpaper. It is beautiful. And it's a scissor-tailed flycatcher, and it's about migration, expansion, travel, but it's about broadening your horizons. But isn't that a beautiful card? I swear I want this on a pillow or something. It's beautiful. And then we've got the Four of Wands. You know, you've got the magpies. I love magpies. It's all about communication. They're cheeky little bastards. If they want to friggin' peck you on the head, that's for sure. They either love you or hate you. And then we've got the Five of Wands, which is the beaver. So this is all about action. This is what this is. It's about waking up. You know, it's about going for it. It has a bit of Japanese influence in this card with the waves. It sort of reminds me a bit like Japan artistry. And then you've got the Six of Wands. A bit confused about this one. I was a bit confused about this. You know, it is about victory is ours. But when I first looked at this, I actually thought that the raccoon was, or not the raccoon, the lemur was surrounded by candles. And then we've got the Seven of Wands. Beautiful take on this card. You know, it's sort of reminds me of being on holidays actually, where we have alligators here, but it's about having a fresh start, you know, having a fresh start. And then we've got the Knight of Wands, which is all about boundaries, safety, protection. So I'm not too sure how I feel about this card either. I don't know, just not too sure about this one. So let me just put that one to the side here as I'm looking at the other cards. The Ten of Wands, this came up in a reading. I like it. You know, this is all about renewal and direction, determination and direction, but it's really good. It's about overcoming obstacles as well, you know, like I like it. I really like the take on this card. It came up in a reading, as I said. The Ten of Wands, again, not too sure. Maybe because I'm not a salmon. I don't know. I don't think we have salmon here. I don't know. I'm not too sure how I look at that bird. The Page of Wands, I love it. I love this one. I love the artistry. If you can see behind there, you know, you've got the bowerbird there taking things. I love it. I love the take on that card. The Nine of Wands, again, I don't know much about the wolverine. You know, it's a defensive animal, but I have no clue about this animal whatsoever. I don't know whether we have them here in Australia. Yeah, I'll have to learn more about this and read more about the card. And then you've got the Queen of Wands again. You've got that beautiful crown coming through. You know, it's all about smart planning there. It's beautiful. It's really, really nice. I love with the lioness, and then with the King of Wands, you've got that crown coming through, and then you've got the lion. And both these cards together are just stunning. You've got the snake in this one, and then you've got the crow on top of the head. And with the queen, the crow was helping the queen out. It's a really, really nice take on the cards. And then we have got the cups. For me, I love this. I love the lotus. And I also feel like it's got a very religious feel to this card. I don't know, it just reminds me of going back to church, so the calmness of it. I like the take of that one. The Two of Cups, I love this as well. You've got the partnership here. Again, you've got the lotus being used in this card. It's a really nice Indian type of feel to the, you know, you'll think of elephant and lotus. For me, I think of Indian artwork. The Three of Cups, the artistry in this is just brilliant. I feel the cheekiness in this, you know. It's a lot of cleverness to this card. I like it. I really love this card. I love the artistry of it. Now, I have no idea what this is. No idea. I have no freaking clue what this animal is. No idea. I have no idea. All I know that it looks like it's got a hard shell on it. I have no idea what this freaking thing is. Never seen it. Haven't come across one. Then you've got the Five of Cups, which is the moth, you know, so it's all about camouflage and transformation. But see the little head in the moth up there? See it? To me, it's freaky. So what do we got next? The Six of Cups. Again, we've got this playfulness here, you know, relationships, the heart center. You've got harmony here. Lots of fun. Beautiful, beautiful card. I really, really love this card. There's so many I love. The Seven of Cups, I love the take on this with the stars. I thought this was really, really beautiful. You know, about manifesting abundance here and really focusing on it. It's like wishing on a star. Loved the take on that one and how she put that cut, the interpretation of it. The Eight of Cups is all about nobility here. It's all about strength. To me, it's a bit of a boring card compared to the previous one, but it's a good card. You know, it's a nice card. The Nine of Cups, it's beautiful. I was waiting for a peacock to pop up. You know, this is all about sensuality. You know, it's showing off. It's showing everything up. So it's a nice card. Well, just the artistry's again. It's a top-notch card, don't you think? The Ten of Cups here, you've got all the forest animals. It's beautiful. So you've got the community, the love, the family. You've got everything that you want and desire. So it's nice at everything. And I'm sure that every time you look at this card, I'm sure that you'll see something that you probably haven't seen before. So it's a busy type of card. The Page of Cups, no idea what this animal is. Have no freaking clue. No clue at all. You know, you've got the little fireflies in there. I've got no clue what that animal is. The Queen of Cups, a bit out of order here. The Queen of Cups, this is all about deep emotions. You know, so you've got this orca going underneath, going under, you know, sort of. And then you've got the crab there as well. The Knight of Cups is all about love and grace. It's beautiful. And again, you've got this little bird popping up throughout. So it'd be interesting to know why. What does that represent in so many cards as well? The King of Cups here is beautiful. Again, you've got this orca again, which was in the King and the Queen. And you've got this deep emotional, intuitive. And again, you've got that crown happening as well throughout the cards. And then we're going to come up to the swords. Let me just pause this because I've got to put mine in order. It's interesting here because I'm really pulled to the flower, but yet the strength of this card is in the bats. You know, it's that intuitive, magical, being quiet, sort of sneaking up type of thing, you know, like we're being thrown something. Then we've got the Two of Swords, beautiful. Absolutely stunning with this green tree frog. It is beautiful. Absolutely, I love it. I love the take on that. Again, you've got the fireflies, probably been eaten by the frog there. You know, it's just a lovely, beautiful, simple card, that one. Three of Swords, not a fan of this card at all. I'm not a fan of it. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. No, I just can't see this at all. Three of Swords, the Four of Swords, I love this little hedgehog underneath there, you know, like with the survival there. Looks like it's got its logs already. Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful take on that card. I like it. The Five of Swords, really nice. Like, I know it's a sad card, but geez, what a great card. You know, you've got the deer here with all of the trees, you know, the land being bulldozed and the buildings being built. Fantastic. The Six of Swords, the turtle. Went to see the turtles being hatched one night. Freaking hell, do you think they were going to be hatched that night? No, they weren't being hatched. So, oh my gosh, bloody tormenting me that night. The Seven of Swords, another beautiful take here. You got the panther here, you know. You can just feel like it's going to lunge out. So you've got a lot of strength in this card, a lot of pride. And then again, you've also got the betrayal happening there. The Eight of Swords, had to really look carefully here at this picture, you know, with the owls being surrounded there. You know, again, you've got this protection happening in this card. But you've got to look really, 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 really closely at these pictures. The Nine of Swords, you've got this here, the rest, renewal, you know, looking over the anxiety but being protected here. The mama looking after the baby. You know, it's a really nice take of the message of the card. The background here is beautiful. Again, it's a nice simple message there. The Ten of Swords, here you've got nurturing, but you've also got the destruction in the card. You've got both. You know, who's going to last? Which bird's going to survive? You know, like which one's going to survive? Survival of the strongest. And then you've got this one here, the Page of Swords. Yeah, I'm not too sure how I take this card either. Not too sure what I want to make out of that one. The Knight of Swords, look at the Barracuda. Again, when I look at the waves here, I feel like there's a bit of Japanese influence here with this. Look at the teeth on it. Good on it. Then you've got the Queen of Swords, which is the copy of the decks. The copy of the deck and the booklet. Again, you've got that crown with the stars happening with the flow here. You've got the owl for both the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. You've both got them with the crowns here, you know, so you've both got the wisdom and the protection there. So it is a really nice deck. What do you think about it? I think I've read with it. I like it, but I find the booklet a bit confusing. We will pull a card and I will read directly from the booklet here. I've just got to shuffle a little bit off camera to get the cards a bit out of order. Yeah, I've just struggled with reading. I think the booklet itself has set me off on a bit of a chase here, but then again, I'm not a big fan of animal decks, so it is interesting. So let me just pause this. Let me just shuffle some more. I'll come back. We'll pull a card. I'll read it directly from the book, and you can give me what you think about reading from the book, the interpretation of the book, and whether you like it or not. Okay, we're back. So we're going to pull a card. As I said, I'm going to read it directly from the booklet, the meaning. I feel like it allows you then to hear about the booklet and the interpretation of it, because a lot of feedback, a lot of videos I watch, they don't show the booklet enough. And for me, I'm a big booklet buyer as well. I like to know the artist's interpretation of each card. So it's quite lengthy. It says, as a parent, I've encountered the energy of the Nine of Swords firsthand. The Nine of Swords energy can seem to linger in the air, just waiting for the right moment to strike. It is a force that stokes fear and anxiety. It is the energy that prompts new parents to hold a mirror under their newborn's nose to make sure they are breathing in the middle of the night. When I created the Nine of Swords, I thought about how we second-guess ourselves and our actions, not because we worry about our own needs, but rather those we love. Did we do everything right? Could things have gone better if a different decision was made? I envisioned a polar bear mother looking out into a melting landscape with brown skies created by pollution, wondering if there is a better place to move with her child, or is this as good as it gets? This brings a combination of guilt and worry that can be paralyzing. When the Nine of Swords appears, you may want to consider if you're worrying to the point of creating undue anxiety. Are you overthinking a situation and causing yourself unnecessary stress? Although this is not my favorite card to come up with when doing a reading, it does serve a valuable purpose as it illuminates areas where we seem to get in our own way, where we fret so much over something to the point that we can actually attract the problem we would like to avoid. The energy of the bear is one that will help you find a good night's sleep, as it creates comfort within your mind and protects you from negative or anxious thoughts. The polar bear's fur is not white, but rather transparent, reflecting the light. Love the take on that. Its black skin absorbs the energy of the sun. Call on the polar bear when you need inner compassion and patience, as it will help you feel connected with the loving touch of Mother Earth. The bear, rest, renewal, guidance, inner peace. So that is the Guardian of Night Tarot. Please comment, please like below. I would really like to know what do you think about this deck? For me, I'm not a fan of it. I'll tell you that. But personally, as I said, I'm not a great fan of animals either. So let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to tap, do all the beautiful YouTube things. Until next time.